watching WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon. Bill Bryant and Barbara Bailey here for WKYT. We're about to hit 12:30. In the news this hour, a 5-year-old has died in an overnight house fire.
Now, it happened on Kentucky Highway 11, just outside Boonville in Owsley County. A mother and another child were able to make it out safely. WKYT's Mark Barber has more from the scene in our top story at 12:30.
Fire investigators say they still do not know if this fatal fire is a case of arson, but they say they could figure that out later this afternoon. They tell me they are bringing in a canine unit that has been trained to search for accelerants.
Well, it was so hot when my husband busted the bedroom window out. It burned. His fingers just touching the glass.
Teresa Lee and her husband tried to jump through that bedroom window to save the 5-year-old girl who was trapped inside. When the smoke and the flames turned them around, they tried to run through the front door, but it was too late.
It was just thick black smoke. You couldn't see anything. You know, as soon as the flashlight hit the smoke, the light went away. You couldn't see anything in there.
The fire started around 2 this morning at the home off Old Highway 11. While the little girl's mother was not able to save her 5-year-old, she was able to escape with her 3-year-old daughter. Neighbors tell WKYT that when she made it outside, she started screaming for help, telling people a man set the house on fire.
If someone did this, they need to pay. I just hope it was an accident. I really do.
State police say the mother and the 3-year-old who survived the flames are expected to recover. They were taken to the hospital because they breathed in a lot of smoke. In Owsley County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
The name of the 5-year-old has not been released. A 9-hour standoff in a Madison County neighborhood came to a peaceful end this morning. Berea police say 51-year-old Gene Charlton barricaded himself in a home on East Hayti Drive with a woman and 2 children. And negotiators talked him out and tased him before placing him under arrest. Neighbors say they received text messages asking for help just before midnight. They tell us there had recently been signs of trouble at the home.
I knew that he said that he was going to murder her. He was going to murder the family. He went to her job and told her boss and some other people that he was going to kill everybody that helped her and kill her and the kids for leaving him.
Now, Charlton was taken to the police department for questioning. He'll be charged with kidnapping.
State police are investigating the death of a teenager who died while on the job. This video will show you here that Officer Don Evans shot from Sky First of the tower. This is on Hog Branch Road in Morgan County. It was the scene of this story. State police say 19-year-old Tyler Comer lost his balance as he reached for some tools and fell to his death from that tower. He was from Charleston, West Virginia. It appears a thief had second thoughts after stealing a boat. We first showed you this surveillance picture from the theft at the Frankfort Boat Club last night on WKYT News at 11. Well, since then, the boat has been returned. And as WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us, it included a message from the person who took it.
The investigation started after a man came onto the dock here at the Frankfort Boat Club using a screwdriver to start a boat, then taking that boat to pick up a couple other people, then coming back, stealing several items from boats throughout the dock. It all started around 3 o'clock Sunday morning, according to the owner of this pontoon. It is the pontoon that this man caught on camera, took out for a ride. Surveillance cameras catching him driving the boat down to a nearby ramp, picking up some others before then driving back to the dock. The boat found later on Sunday a muddy mess, not tied up correctly, and the radio playing loudly. Then other owners at the dock finding items missing from their boats, including a flat screen television. Frankfort police leading the investigation. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office helping out yesterday by posting the suspect's picture. That post shared hundreds of times. The result of that, Sheriff Pat Melton says, showing the power of social media, letting the thieves know they were caught on camera, ultimately leading to an apology note left overnight alongside all of the stolen items. With all of the stolen items dropped off overnight, police are now hoping that the thieves will turn themselves in. In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. Now, in addition to the man seen in the pictures, police say they are looking for 3 other suspects. A bakery is asking for help in finding a robber who held up the business with a bat. Poppy's Bakery in Frankfort posted this surveillance video of the holdup. You can see the man wearing a bandana on his face walk in and show that bat. The State Journal reports he asked for money and ran off with some cash. If you have any information, the bakery is asking you to contact the police.
Fayette County School Superintendent Manny Kalk is promising major changes for the district. It's in response to problems found in 5 reviews conducted by independent auditors. Changes include restructuring the central office, addressing the achievement gap, and hiring more teachers for special education, ESL, and the Gifted Talented program. In all, Kalk laid out 100 recommendations and says everyone involved in the district needs to adopt them.
I want to be clear. This is not a menu option. You can't look through these 100 strategies and say, I like this one, but I may not be so inclined to support the other. There's no cherry picking. You have to be all in. Our students deserve that.
Kalk will present his plan to the public at 6 o'clock tonight at Bryan Station High School. Lextran cut the ribbon on its new headquarters this morning.
Lextran's new headquarters is located on West Loudon Avenue near Russell Cave Road. And WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain shows us how the building will help Lextran better serve its riders.
The Lextran headquarters are officially open here on West Loudon, just down the street from where its old facility was located. After months of construction, today's ribbon cutting ceremony marked the grand opening of Lextran's new 13-plus acre site, a project that cost around $26 million. The new state-of-the-art administrative maintenance facility is located on the former General Electric site on West Loudon near Russell Cave Road, and it has all sorts of amenities, including a nap room and even a gym. But there's also a new gasoline and diesel fueling station. In June, construction will begin with a compressed natural gas fueling component for its 7 compressed natural gas vehicles. Lextran expects to add 5 new zero-emission electric buses later this year. Now, Lextran says the new building has 7 maintenance bays, 5 more than the old place. And officials say overall it outgrew the old headquarters, and they believe this new building will be better overall for its customers.
And here we'll be able to get the vehicle back on the street faster, providing more people with rides to work, school, doctor's appointments. There's a number of reasons that people use our service, mainly to get to work and school. So, as long as we have those buses running, improve the service reliability, reduce that downtime, they're able to get to their destination faster.
And because this new building is environmentally certified, the company will save roughly $38,000 a year. In Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
And Lextran will sell its existing former property. It plans to have a community meeting about that sale this summer. The stress of relocating, especially when it comes to children.
And colorectal cancer is on the rise with younger people. Our Better Living report is next on WKYT.
Obviously, we don't have much going on right now. You look back toward the west, here comes a little impulse heading our direction. When does it arrive? How much rain are you going to see out of this? Talk about that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
It's pretty dry right now. I know we got a couple of sprinkles far northern Kentucky and Bracken, Pendleton, and also Grant counties. But for the most part, there's really not much going on. I know we have the clouds overhead, and it looks like it can rain on you at any time, but there's really not much out there. So if you're trying to get out and about and knock out some plans before maybe the kids get home from school or this rain arrives, you'll want to do it in the next couple of hours. So I would say about 3 hours away from actually moving in our western zones. That'll put us right around that 3:30, 4 p.m. time frame that we actually see a couple of rumbles of thunder slide on in the west and then make its way eastbound. And the farther it gets toward the east, it actually falls apart. So just expect a few rumbles of thunder, especially west of I-75. That is your best bet. Eastern zones, you have a small chance of rain today, but it's not a great chance. We're 79 degrees right now in Danville and Richmond, and also a mixture of sunshine and some clouds here and there. It's not a bad afternoon, but you're feeling that moisture increase just a bit. We get into the rest of the day, we're at 85 degrees. A few rumbles of thunder anywhere from, I would say, 4 p.m., maybe a little bit before that, maybe 3:45 or so, but around 4 p.m. to about 8 p.m. That's probably your best bet, that 4-hour window. Looks like some storms could move on in. That could cause some problems there for dinner time if you're trying to grill out. Overnight and into tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's not all that bad, but a couple more storms back in the forecast tomorrow. The thing that you're really going to be paying attention to that I think a lot of people will be talking about, the moisture content, how muggy it is, how sticky it is outside. It's not too bad today, but it is getting worse and worse each and every day in terms of just how nasty it feels on your skin. It's pretty oppressive there once we hit Thursday and Friday, and even on Thursday and Friday, that's not even the highest I expected. I expected to get toward the weekend right around tropical. Now, how do you get to those spots? Well, you start to see those dew points rise. We don't talk about dew points much. It's basically just the measure of moisture in the air. It just continues to rise. As long as that front's back toward the west and it keeps grabbing all this moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and streaming it on in, it's going to get more and more oppressive as we travel off towards your weekend. It's a holiday weekend. A lot of people will be out of some waterways, but small chances of rain there for the weekend, mid-80s, and that pretty muggy feel. There's really no change in your forecast anytime soon. 30–40% chance of rain every 7 day of your forecast. So yeah, things aren't really changing all that much, and temperatures in the mid-80s. That's a pretty easy forecast right there.
And it just says summer all over it.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Absolutely.
Even though it's still a little early for that. Coming up next, the stress relocation can have on your family and how colon cancer is affecting people not usually considered to be at high risk.
Jamie Yukas has details in this Better Living report.
A new study finds the rate of colorectal cancer continues to rise for people under 50. Researchers at Mount Sinai West in New York found colon cancer is usually more advanced when younger patients are diagnosed. They say more needs to be done to raise awareness and increase screening in younger people. Severe obesity can cause social problems for children as young as 6 years old. That's according to Oklahoma researchers who found obese children are more likely to be teased and picked on by classmates. Doctors say overweight children often show signs of withdrawal and depression when they're made fun of in school. And there could be a negative impact on kids whose families move often. In a new study at Boston University, researchers found many children's math and reading scores dropped each time their family relocated. They also found higher rates of emotional and behavioral problems in children who move frequently. That's a look at some of the day's top health stories. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, New York.
Coming up, healthy recipes with all the ingredients ready for you to pick up on the go.
Chef Kate Horning shares a healthy passion with us next on WKYT.
And we welcome you back to WKYT News. Some good smelling food here, and it looks good too, huh? How does this sound for a dinner plan? You select recipes from an online menu, then pick up the ingredients and make some healthy meals for your family.
The best thing is, it's possible. And Kate Horning, chef and author, is here to tell us all about it. A healthy passion. Thank you very much for coming in. I like the way this works.
Yeah, I know. It's so simple. It's really taking the guesswork out of what's for dinner. So Healthy Passion is a new menu planning and personal shopping program. I'm in partnership with Whole Foods.
Oh, that's really
great.
neat. Yeah. Take a look at what you brought here. Give us an example or two of some of the things that are on the menu.
Yeah, so with Memorial Day holiday coming up, I thought I'd do a really simple Healthy Passion dish today. And this is our couscous salad with summer vegetables. So it's really simple. The way Healthy Passion works is you select what you want to eat, and Whole Foods shoppers bag everything up, and then you pick it up, go home, and you cook. And this took 25 minutes to make.
Boy, that really sounds so easy. So do you have a lot of selections that way? How does that work?
Each week we do 9 recipes, so you can literally choose any of the 9 that you want. You can do as many as you want, as few as you want. We offer paleo, gluten-free, a lot of vegetarian. So it's a really great program for people who have different dietary restrictions or want to eat a little healthier.
And do you take that into consideration when you come up with a recipe?
I do, yes. And I really try to make everything simple, very few ingredients, and just healthy and delicious. I think that's what's really important. If it's going to be, good for you, it's got to taste good as well.
So where do people find information on that? And is it as simple, really, as just going in there and saying, that sounds good, check, check, check?
Yep, you just place your order. So you go to ahealthypassion.com. We currently have a wait list, so you have to get on the wait list.
Oh, really?
We'll send you an invite, yes.
Now, is that a wait list for the continuing service or just to
get in, and then once you're in, you can order for as long as you want.
Once you're in, you eat.
Yes,
then, right?
yes.
I'm thinking that means it's been very popular.
It has,
What are people telling you about the service?
It's simple. They're saving money because, everything, you go go in and you pick up a bag. You don't end up going up and down the aisles picking out, you know, random things. And they're really enjoying the variety. I think that's where we run into a lot of issues when, you know, trying to create a healthy lifestyle is you make the same things over and over again, and eventually you get bored. So you have 9 new things every week you can choose from.
Kate, are you surprised by the success of this, or did you think this is an idea whose time has come?
You know, I love it so much that I'm just so thrilled that it has been so successful. I'm excited to continue, you know, helping it grow and hopefully expand nationwide.
I always love your attitude. You always bring that passion to it, and it's wonderful.
I love what I do. It's so much fun.
Obviously, and good luck to you.
Yes.
And hope folks can get on that waiting list.
Yes.
Check it out.
Check it out.
And enjoy.
I can see why there's a waiting list. It really looks great.
Great.
Coming next is your pet in pain. How to recognize the signs and what to do if that's the case.
Dr. Butch Schroyer is here with some advice. Next on WKYT.
Welcome back. Great to have you with us here on WKYT. If your pet was in pain, would you know it? It turns out it's a pretty common issue.
With tips on how to recognize pain in your pet, we're joined by Dr. Butch Schroyer with the Animal Care Clinic. Thanks for coming in. Important issue.
Well, it's a common issue. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't recognize it. You know, the dog that's crying out and carrying his paw up and limping, you say, oh yeah, he hurts. You know, you touch your cat and it screams. You know it hurts. But there's other things that go on that are much more subtle, and since they don't talk to you, we've got to read their body language to tell what's happening.
What are the kinds of things you look for?
Well, there's lots of different things, but I was trying to make a little list here of things so I just wouldn't forget. But even something as much as excessive grooming. If you see a dog and they're just insistent on they're chewing on their front of their foot, or if they got a spot on their side they just won't leave alone, one of the things that could be going on is they're having a painful spot and they're trying to get to it to give themselves some relief. So if you see a dog or a cat doing excessive grooming, and particularly in a focal spot, you need to look that spot over really close, and if you can't see it, take it in and let me take a look at it for you and see what's going on. We may be able to get to the underlying cause as why they're after that spot. We'll see animals that sometimes they're panting and they're not hot. There's nothing, and they're just, they're doing that huffing. And if you think about if you've ever had a colic or a bellyache and you're cramping, what happens? Your respiratory rate goes up because you've got these cramps. Nobody can see it. All we're seeing is this reaction or response that the dog may not be as active, may be laying around, and just that heavy breathing could be a potential cause of it. Another thing we'll see is a dog that doesn't want to eat, or a cat that doesn't want to eat. Cats actually eat cavities in their teeth, and they hurt, and so you may see them go to the food bowl, and they'll go look at it, and they turn around and walk off. Well, why did they go to the bowl if they weren't hungry? But when they got there, for some reason, they decided it's just not worth the effort to eat after they've taken the trouble to get there. Sometimes the dogs are so sore that they can't get up very easily. Same thing with cats. You see a dog that goes to sit down, and you know, a dog normally does that little circle, circle, circle before they lay. But all of a sudden, instead of 2 circles and down, it's circle, 5 circles, 8 circles, and you say, oh my gosh, are you ever going to lay down? And finally you see them, they go down very, very slowly.
Hoping to get comfortable.
Yeah, trying to find a comfortable, and it just hurts to squat. The reverse is true. Instead of where the young dog, they jump up and run to the door, the old dog says, oh, wait a second, let me get up. And you can almost see them grunt and groan like an 85-year-old person does. Well, why does an 85-year-old person have a hard time getting up? Because it hurts to get up. Their joints hurt. Same thing's happening to our pets. The cat that used to jump on and off the kitchen counters and pester you, now sitting on the floor waiting for you to hand them something down there. Why are they doing that? It's not because they're old, it's because it hurts to get up. And so they're staying on the floor. So that lack of movement that's going on. And any time you see a behavioral change, maybe the one where they're normally a very loving pet and you don't walk to them and you see them, they go, grrr, leave me alone. They're telling you, I hurt, don't bother me.
So in this case, overanalyzing is a good thing because you can take care of them.
It could be. We got lots of medications and things we can use to help them out.
Dr. Butch, thank you. Appreciate it as always. Let's check weather before we go this afternoon, and that summer feel is out there.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? In toward the afternoons, we can get a few storms, so heads up for that as they travel in here 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m.
And our next newscast is coming up at 4. Have a good one.